Welcome to Cal and Ash, welcome to Donington Park, welcome to the introduction of Panigale V4R. Now this is a bike that really shouldn't need an introduction. This is the poster bike of a new generation. This is the bike that you see racing in British Superbikes and World Superbike. This is like a homologation special. So the V4S is above 1000cc. The standard V4 is obviously above 1000cc, but this is the V4R. So it's 998cc, which means you can go racing. So the bikes that you see dominating World Superbikes and BSB are essentially this in a race bike configuration. It is an unbelievable, mouth-watering, beautiful looking bike that just happens to be able to rip around a racetrack, and with a professional rider on board, with the electronics removed like the ABS, is capable of top 10 in BSB. That's an incredible feat, because some of the riders in BSB use these as training bikes, turned up to the Donington test and were less than half a second off the front on day one. Equally in World Superbikes, some of the guys have been using these as training bikes and their lap times are equally impressive. So what have we got? Well, standard, you only get like 218, 219 horsepower, but we've got the full race system. So that's 235 horsepower with a race exhaust. And if you use the performance oil, it's 239 horsepower. That's just phenomenal figures, isn't it? That is just incredible. Controlling all that is fully adjustable all-in suspension front and rear, as you would expect, an all-in steering damper, and an absolute massive suite of rider aids and electronics. So in terms of electronics, we've got multiple rider modes, we've got slide control, traction control, power modes, launch control, wheelie control, the quick shifter, and the combined braking system that we've seen on other Ducatis before. We've also got the DVO, which is the Ducati Vehicle Observer. Essentially that works like a second brain, guessing and estimating what you're about to do using clever algorithms and virtual sensors. So I think I described it before that if you drink 8 bottles of wine the next day, you're possibly going to have a hangover. You don't need to do it again to know that drinking wine will give you a hangover. And Ducati know exactly what you're doing on the bike, and by using facts, algorithms and data from massive testing, World Superbikes and MotoGP, they can estimate what the bike is doing. It's a very impressive and very clever system. Two big other talking points, apart from the hugely impressive power, is now we're converted to a double-sided swinging arm, which is actually lighter and gives more flex. And the second one is the new gearbox. So Ducati call it the DRG gearbox, Ducati Racing Gearbox. Essentially, you've no longer got neutral between first and second. So it's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and back again. If you want to get neutral, you go into first, lever and clutch, and it goes into neutral. Don't forget, you've got an up and down quick shifter. So essentially, once you've left pit lane and you're out of gear, then you no longer need to use the clutch again until you come back into pit lane. We've been running the standard tyres, no warmers, and we've had the opportunity to ride 239 horsepower around Donington Park, which I absolutely love. It almost takes a little bit of recalibration to take in the speed and the sheer power of this bike. Donington Park has never felt so small. Corners come up to you at such an alarming pace. But we've got the very best braking, we've got the very best suspension, we've got the very best rider aids, chassis and electronics, keeping us on track and keeping us safe. I've played around with the engine braking today, I've played around with the linked braking, which is a system I've tried on the V4S. So essentially, when you pull the front brake, it will automatically add the back brake, and even when you let go of the front brake, it can still apply the back brake to pull you into the turn. It all depends on which ABS mode that you want to select and how much assist you want in your braking. In ABS 1, it's really interesting because when you brake really heavy, you can feel the back come round, and I don't know if it's me controlling it or the clever electronics controlling it, but it made me feel good as the back started to come round into corners. Go to ABS 3, that system's deactivated and it's more conventional braking. All the rider aids are live on the dash, which is really simple and easy to read. That's a 6.9 dash. So when you actually get a little bit of a slide, because we're on standard tyres, you can see the rider aids illuminated clearly on the dash. It highlights that you're currently using, or that rider aid is active, and then when the bike starts to come back in line, that light disappears and it's no longer illuminated. It almost feels like a video game at times, but a video game that is scary quick and sounds absolutely amazing. I could honestly rant on about this bike all day and praise it and say how far above the competition I believe this bike is, which just happens to be absolutely jaw-dropping. The stopwatch really doesn't lie, and we've seen BSB guys use this bike as a training bike by removing the ABS, removing most of the electronics, fitting BSB tyres, and still having a side stand and going out and not being that far off the pace in BSB. This is the closest thing you'll get to a full-blown race bike that just happens to have mirrors. But I think what blows me away about the bike is if you'd have said to me 10 years ago, you're going to go around Donington Park with nearly 240 horsepower and it's going to be usable and rideable, I'd have laughed you out of town and taken you to the funny farm. That's the impressive bit. Is I don't know if it's the new chassis with a double-sided swinging arm, I don't know if it's the new downforce from the big wings and the side wings on the side, I don't know if it's the electronics, the suspension, the very best brakes you can buy, or the years and hours of development that's gone into the bike. But to have that much power that's usable is so impressive. Yeah, it's frightening at times. Yeah, there's so much over rev, and yeah, you're galloping towards corners at such a rate. But I didn't feel like the bike was riding me, it felt like I was riding the bike. And there's been other riders here on the Ducati experience that have been in the medium group and the slow group, and they essentially turn up the rider rates, turn the power down, and just had some great fun. In a dream case scenario, if I won the lottery, would I want one? Yeah. I just think it's absolutely stunning, and it goes as well as it looks.